One of the sort of perpetual things on internet marketing is how to come up with ideas for things to write about. So we're going to cover a few of those today because the internet thrives on content, but there are times when you end up effectively just staring at a blank screen and wondering what on earth you should write about today. And to a greater or lesser extent, this affects everyone at some stage or another. But hopefully it should be a passing phase. Otherwise you won't get anything new created and your site will just stagnate. So we're going to look at some very easy ways to come up with ideas in the next few slides. And the first one applies if you've got a list of people on your autoresponder list or whatever. If you've got a list of any sort, even if it's just a few people you correspond with by email, ask them. And assuming your list is still reading your emails, a quick email asking what they'd like to know more about can work very, very nicely. 1, 2, 3, 4 or more people will reply and you'll get ideas phrased in the way that people ask, which is even better. And if you've got an autoresponder, it's definitely worth adding that into your autoresponder sequence every now and then to keep you seeded effectively with fresh ideas. Forums are another great place to get ideas, as long as the forum's lively, and if it isn't, what are you doing there? There'll be questions asked all the time. Some of them are the same old questions that crop up and you almost sigh when you read them, but they're new to someone. That's often because people haven't checked other posts. Searches on forums have never been particularly good. Personally, I actually use Google to search a forum rather than the forum itself. But either way, either they haven't checked or maybe they're lazy. And it doesn't matter whether the question's been asked once or hundreds of times or anywhere in between. Often it's the same question but phrased slightly differently, and if that's the case, you've just been given a potential subject idea on a plate. So use it, including the words they gave you. Another easy way is to use the news. Here in UK, you can almost predict certain statistics produced by the supermarkets every Christmas. How many tons of Brussels sprouts have been sold, how many whatever else it is, mountains of things. They just produce the stats and the newspapers reproduce them perfectly happy with a quick credit to the newspaper, to the supermarket providing it. But any other major event has all sorts of news stories released around it. They're often very loosely related. It's almost laughable, but they're there, and it's a good way to come up with a topic. Some events, like Christmas, have the advantage of being in your calendar every year, so you can prepare in advance. Others are likely to be there for a certain amount of time. Again, here in the UK, the royal birth in 2013 provided news headlines for weeks before and weeks afterwards. But it doesn't have to be that, it can be anything. And if you don't want to keep up with the news, and personally I'd recommend that you don't actually basically digest news on a regular basis, it's negative and that's bad for you. Just set up a few Google alerts related to your industry and you'll get ideas delivered straight to your inbox. Just skim the headlines or the ideas that come through and you'll have plenty of topics there. Another one that's really neglected is checking your old pages, because unless your site's brand new, you'll have written about topics before. Go back through one or two of your old pages and expand on what you've written there. And if you create content like this with subheadings, you'll have several different things that you could write about, and I could easily write a post or do a video on each of the subheadings on this topic and go into more detail, and you can do exactly the same with your old pages. The other place is to check other people's lists, and lots of websites produce lists. WikiHow and eHow seem to thrive on them, but lots and lots of other sites do the same, and it's because lists are easy to create and easy to read. So chances are if one or two of those things will show up in the first page or two of the search results, and all you do is click through to one of those lists, skim it and choose one or more of the topics as the one you're going to create some content about. Obviously don't plagiarise the site, but use it for inspiration. It's very, very easy to do. Now if you'd like more help with all this, take a look at my content creation crash course. There's a link below the video to it, and it gives you lots and lots more help on, as the name suggests, creating more content. Thanks for watching.